If we're working? No. Hello? Yeah, here, if I can explain um, what's going on, what the deal is. See if I can switch. I'm gonna try this new gadget I have out. It's got one spot for okay, clever voice for my voice, so let's see how it works. Alrighty then. How's that? That working any better? I don't think it is. I don't think it works any better. Okay. So I'm gonna get to it here. So leads me to believe that what National Geographic's talking about. I don't know if they're talking about people um, just like going out here and we're gonna breed a lot or something with crossbreeding with different um, races. National Geographic they came out with the issue that said that we're all gonna have blue eyes and have dark colored skin and look like kind of like a Scandinavian kind of white skin Scandinavian um, still brown skin person darker than Caucasian, but um, one part of history, and we're going to talk about DNA too, and what today there's into what I'm talking about. So we have um, history in the past shows that if people from different races or whatever, nobody, uh, whatever that's those societies, you know, didn't stop people different races from breeding with each other. They eventually, if they had what DNA says now, and I can kind of see the pattern go into real life from history and from what I think of people moving into places where it's predominantly Caucasian people or whatever, light skinned people. The DNA is so potent that if you have a Caucasian on this side and a Caucasian on that side, the more Caucasian that they are, they're going to void out the darker skin people, the Scandinavian design or whatever, out of the human race. If they're all going to morph into one species, I just think that's the way it's going to go. Because throughout history, they have predominantly ended up with a white um, female and a white male um, through different people breeding through hundreds of years with different races or whatever mixed, and eventually up to this point have always come up with a white Caucasian product. And DNA will help support that today. What makes that relevant for today is that it shows in DNA that you can probably do a deep search and find whatever other roots you may have. But if they ended up being predominantly Caucasian, and you had Indian in your blood, or whatever. Um, anybody. And eventually, um, the more you have white woman and a white man on each side, you're gonna come up back to uh, having the Caucasian product. So I don't believe that. I'm very skeptical of National Geographic and what they said, and that's what I believe, and that's where I came up with. The world's eventually going to be all Caucasian.